The ventral sacs, I think it's called. Damn, yeah, ventral sacs. Zerg get ventral sacs, and I mean, just look at how open this is. I mean, there's just, and this down here is so very, very immobile, especially when he sieges them up. So it's another way. Protoss abuse me when I'm doing a base like a 2 base like this. Is they'll blink right on up here and harass like crazy, and it's pretty effective. So here come the Viking patrol. This Viking went back home, told his big brothers what those mean Hydralisks did, and they came to help him. But still too many Hydralisks. There's still three lone Vikings. So looks like we're going for just a mech build here. A mech build with a nice side dish of food block. There's the supply depots. Okay. And the mutas are out. The inevitable mutas, as I like to call them, because you're not going to see very many Zergs go past 10 minutes without making a mutalist. Unfortunately, that's kind of the state of the game right now. We'll see if that trend continues, increases, decreases, becomes abolished. We'll see. I'm really excited for the beta to come back. I'm really excited for Phase 2. We have a lot of really, really cool projects coming together for Phase 2 of at sclegacy.com, and I'm really excited. I can't talk about them yet, but I'm really excited for when I can, because it's going to be awesome. And I'm sure Blizzard has lots of cool stuff ready for Phase 2 too, such as, you know, balance changes and requests for BattleNet, things like that. So, a lot of mutas coming in. Siege tanks aren't the best unit against mutalisks. They're like the third best unit in the Terran army against mutalisks because they can't hit air. But so that's bad. Losing hundreds and hundreds of gas and minerals here with these tanks. I mean, these mutalisks, even if every single one of these mutalisks die, they just were totally worth it. Just for, I mean, Terran just went from a turtling powerhouse to a weak sauce poop mouth. And yeah, every time I try to not cuss, I say poop. So there, I don't care. I don't know if you've noticed this trend with me or not. There's the Spire, no upgrades yet. I try to stay out of Zerg bases in my replays because they do tend to slow the game down because of all the sexy creep. Lots of good creep generation going on over this map. I'd like to see this all connected. It's a little patchy right now. A couple queens could totally renovate that carpeting for the Zerg. And queens are so cheap, man. The queens cost as much as a Hellion, and they have a ton of utility. So I think we're going to start seeing Zergs just have a big cluster of queens in every game they play. Well, not every game, but a lot of games. I think queens are going to be seen a lot more, unless their cost gets changed or something. So yeah. Thor! Hey, Dad! It's me, Thor. He's coming. Oh, double armory. He wants those quick upgrades for his Thors and tanks. So, and I was watching old replays. I don't know if you guys saw my plays of the week this week, but they were from old replays, and Thors are puny little babies now compared to what they used to be. I kind of forgot. Thors used to be huge. It was really cool. Now they're kind of, I don't know. They're like as big as a forklift. It's kind of like, yeah, Thor's here. Great. But they're way better than they were. They're smaller, but they kick way more ass. So that's cool. As you can see there, the Thors with their Mega 9 range? 9 range? Ooh, 10 range. Jeez. Yeah, 10 range against air. That's awesome. So, over in the Zerg base, we've got 11 Hydralisks, 9 Mutalisks, 5 Roaches, and 2 Thors, 13 Hellions, 50 SCVs versus 76 drones. Zerg really caught up in the drone department. That's good. 8 Vikings, you know. So far, pretty decent. Looks like both these players are a lot more used to the mid-late game than they are in the early game, because I saw a lot of mistakes from both players in the early game, just bad pieces of play, and now it looks like they're kind of both in their element. They kind of look like guys that would totally beat me now, so that sucks for me. But more Marines coming out. Nothing coming out of this starport, and I still hate that gas on 15. I mean, yeah, he just finally has no gas, but I mean, it's not like he had this emergency triple Thor drop or something he was saving up for. That's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, oh, he's got to be getting like double Thor drop or something. No, he just sat on 900 gas for 5-10 minutes. So, but now he's spending that gas like crazy, so that's good. Getting his gold expansion set up. 2 more gas going down. Meanwhile, Zerg has 1, 2, 3, 4 bases, including the gold, which has been established for quite some time. And he is getting a beastly army. He's at 184. Terran only at a paltry 157. So it's going to take some good positioning or some really clever tactics to catch up with Zerg. Because Zerg is going to attack soon. He's at 197. I'm thinking he's going to attack now-ish. Sometime between now and later. Perhaps he's waiting for some kind of upgrade. He's got 200 food. What's he got over here? What's going on in these evolution chambers? What is that, level 2? Yeah, level 2 ground carapace. And over here we have the 1-1 for the mech. And no upgrades. No combat shield or anything for the Marines, but they're kind of a minor part of this force, so I don't really mind that decision. Although, Homeboy's sitting on a lot of income. And that's why players 3 base. I mean, that's why players emphasize expansion so strongly. It's to not just get a big army, but to get a big old army with fat upgrades. And here comes a big clash. Oh man, I'm talking about upgrades and they're fighting. He is going to chase these guys off. No Infernal Pre-Igniter on the Hellions. When you have 15 Hellions, hey man, spend the money. Get that blue flame for the Infernal Pre-Igniter. And, you know, you'll be happy, because it's a really, really good upgrade. But alas, no. And I've got a question. They changed this, the 250mm strike cannons, to an upgrade in a patch. Has anyone ever clicked this button? Ever? I mean, it's not that good of an ability, in my opinion. It was good as a natural ability that you didn't have to research, but I'm not spending money on it. It's so, like anti-Ultralisk, you know? It's like, what am I going to really need that? But I digress. Zerg did back out. He's got some Corruptors, Mutas, lots of Hydras, lots of Mutas, Roaches, how many Infestors this guy got? How many Infestors you got, homeboy? 1 Infestor. Okay, well that could be better. But here comes a big attack. Vikings harassing the Overlords. Tanks sieging up. And I have my... There we go. Turn the unit health bars off. And... oh man. The Infestor did the fungal growth on the tanks. It's not really that good of an ability on tanks. So... yeah, he doesn't have a lot of anti-air. So... there's a couple Thors. And these Corruptors aren't going to be able to do anything against this force right here. So it looks like this was a successful push by the Terran. Sieging up. These Lings are going to try and come in. I would love to see blue fire. And yeah, that would be helpful. But looks like this big clump of tanks is going to be highly problematic for the Zerg. He needs to get a big grip of Mutalisk, take these Thors out, and then have free reign on these tanks. Let's see what he's creating. Broodlords. That's also smart. This Zerg player is smarter than me. Not that that's hard to do. He's getting his +3 upgrades on his air, so these Broodlords are going to be brutal. Sieging up outside the gold minerals. And here come the Broodlords. They may have got nerfed a little bit, but they're still bad boys. And focus down on the Thor. Thors aren't too great against Broodlords, and yeah, this is going to get pushed back thanks to the big floppy brown manta rays of the Broodlords. Because Terran did not re-emphasize his air support, his anti-air. He did not create Thors during this. He did, however, double expand, which that's probably better. Here's those Thors. Still, they're not that good against Broodlords. If this guy keeps making Broodlords and Corruptors, I mean, Terran is going to have no choice but to mass Vikings. That's pretty much all there is that kills Broodlords. That or Seeker missiles, and you know, they're both good. He needs to get more gas. If only he had put his second refinery on 10. No, that's a joke. There's the Vikings. He's only got 1 starport. But he does have a nice number of Thors, and he's got like 62 bases, so that's good. Well, this one doesn't really count yet, but he's doing